Hi everyone, we are back with yet another video with our in-house register migration agent Mr. Omar as always. And in this video today we are going to discuss some of the inquiries we got from our clients about the most demanding course in Australia and the career as well. Yes, you guessed it correct. We are going to talk about the nursing, especially the career pathways, the skill assessment, the PR pathway through nursing. It is very demanding yet very confusing because there are different pathways, I believe. So in this video today, we would like to put some light on what are the pathways for skill assessment and requirements and everything. So let's start with the pathways that skill assessment has for nursing in Australia. Omar, can you please put some light on what are the pathways and what could be the requirement for those pathways?
Thank you, Rudra. Good day, everyone. I'm Uma, one of the registration agent. Look, today it's a very important topic, nursing. And as he mentioned, the career pathways, skill assessment, what's the perspective for this skill migration. So definitely nursing has been one of the priority occupation for years. And I would say I have never seen any occupation that has been that prioritized. And people are struggling to even get enrolled in the Bachelor of Nursing, let alone going for the skill assessment. That's the second stage. So look, I'll first go and touch base the skill assessment process, pathways involved in it, how you can be qualified for those thing, and then gonna be discussing a little bit of documents requirements and as well as the career opportunities that you might get and where's the people viewing this podcast from overseas, why you should choose nursing over other things if you have a specific PR pathway plans, or you are already registered in new country. All right, let's begin with stage one. What do you think?
Sure. Let's start with that, and then you mentioned there are different pathways. Let's explain one by one, and then we'll talk about the requirements after that.
Perfect. Okay, so the pathway one, it's a full skill assessment. So you are part of a country that has been endorsed by the NMAC for full skill assessment. United States, let's say Canada, UK, and so on. And you are registered in your country. Now, for the full skill assessment, the first and last thing is that you need to have minimum 3 months, minimum 3 months experience in your nominated occupation nursing, and what occupation group, whatever is that, minimum 3 months of experience to be qualified for full skill assessment. Second pathway of modified skill assessment, most popular, and it's for the people who are already registered with the board of the AFRA, the Board of Nursing and Midwifery Association Australia, and also the relevant body in New Zealand. So definitely it's someone who is registered in Australia and New Zealand. This second pathway is for them. Third pathway is definitely for overseas nurses. So your qualification must be in the same standard level. There's a qualification checker that we can help you to do it before you go for a skill assessment, and then once you approve for a skill assessment, you're gonna get a condition that you have to produce the ID. You have to come here and produce the ID to get the full skill assessment. So, and then there is also, as I said, for full skill assessment, there are 3 months of work experience required. Now, for modified and modified plus skill assessment, always remember that there's 1 year's experience required in Australia, okay, or 3 years experience required in overseas, okay, for the purpose of the skill assessment. Now I'll touch with the document requirements. We don't want to go make it very much longer. Okay. Now definitely, as I said, I as you remember that I told you that you need to have the qualification. The qualification is the main thing. What's your major? That I would really would like you to have that major transcripts and where you're working. Okay. So that means professional reference letter, and along with that, ID is mandatory, English language proficiency is mandatory, and the most important thing is you are fit to work. That means character and other requirements that you don't have any obligation that you're not under in any surveillance of any relevant body have been or subject to. So there are specific document requirements. Now, as I said, qualification checks and all these things, and the process is very diverse. It's very not much possible to cover everything at one stage. So contact with us and book an appointment with one of the registration action agents. We're more than happy to help you with not only with this classroom process but also the overall the pathway.
Sure.
As I said, with the skill migration, let's touch base on that. Okay, so it has always been popular. People are getting invited on 65 even. Okay, if you have relevant experience and you are working on your field in your normal occupation. I've seen that. 190491 always been prioritized most of the states. Employer sponsorship visas, yes, if you're looking for something. 407, yes, if you're looking to get something for for registrations. Like for example, for last pathway I talked about modified plus classroom pathway. If you are not qualified with the qualification, you might need to do a OBA outcome-based assessment program, and that is for 3 months, I think 12 weeks, I believe, and then you might be able to go for 427 for the professional registration the training visa. You may be able to if you have completed the exams and everything required for the OBA program.
Sure.
If I'm not clear enough.
Yep. I think that clears pretty much everything, but there are again different pathways. It could be overwhelming and it could be confusing, but like Omar said, we are always here to help you. Contact us, and based on your profile, we'll assess them, make sure you sit down with our experienced registrar migration agent, and we'll go from there. Because there could be different alternatives, there could be easier options for you available out there as well. So now another overwhelming inquiries that I've been getting is, I think you touched base a bit about it already in your above response, but let's keep it a bit simple for the overseas nurses, because I've seen many people, many client of ours, they're already registered overseas. Like you said something about, I'm sorry to cut you off, something about the countries listed like US, Canada, Ireland, UK, Hong Kong, something like that.
No.
But for other countries,
okay, so those are the countries that is not listed for modified and the full skill assessment. So you have to be registered in your country. Okay, you need to hold a qualification that is equivalent to EQF level, the same level. So as I said, you need to go for a qualification checker if I was you, rather than wasting time at the very end that your qualification is not met, and then we just wasting our time. So I'll be going with the qualification checker. We do it for you, and then there are certain processes we have to follow. So yes, you are eligible for registration as long as you are registered in your country. You have the necessary work experience that I mentioned before, and
so it is a possibility.
That's right. It is.
Right.
It is.
So wherever
we've worked on a lot of overseas nurses.
Yes, we have.
We must have known that.
Yeah.
So it is definitely a pathway, but people juggles in terms of what is a qualification check, why we need that, and it is important. Yeah, definitely it is important because they have to check that you have the necessary skills and necessary qualifications to perform your work in a setting that is in Australia, that is in the best interest of Australian healthcare system. So if there's any other question I can help.
There's one last question before I let you go. I know you're very busy, but another question that I've been getting from our clients is that when can they claim the points? Because nurses working here or working overseas, they have worked for a certain period of time and they are eligible to claim some points for their experience, right? So when can they claim the points?
Look, very important questions, and one of the good questions. Even I didn't mention previously. So look, if you're doing internship, a lot of people think that will count towards your experience. Okay, no, or even you're not registered, you're working, that will count. In the last 5 years, look, you can break your experience. Okay, let's say you work somewhere for 3 months, 8 months, as long as you have the proportional reference letter ready for you, right? And it has to be after registration. So you have to be registered in that particular country. Okay. Now for that registration purpose, whatever requirements you have to make, education, qualification, or anything else, this
It
is
doesn't count. It has to be after registration.
after the registration.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
In last 5 years. Okay. So
Mhm.
there's a leeway for that. Okay. Also there is a leeway for English language proficiency test. Okay. Which contact us. We can give you more information. We can tailor the process for you in a way that you don't have to suffer.
Mhm.
All right. With 7 or 8 months of lagging on your skill assessment application that
Correct.
that I've seen. Right. So what we want to do is that we're gonna have a decision ready application
Yes.
for everything, be it visa, be it be skill assessment. This is what is our path, what is our goal. This should be your pathway for any sort of plans you have in your mind, be it be registered here, be it be going for skill migration, be it be studying here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Great. So I think that's all the inquiries I have for today, and we have tried to give our best answer. Our migration agent has cleared a few things. I think there are still confusion. I believe you still have some confusion. Always feel free to contact us. Come to the office. We are always here to help you out. And before we go, like always, we have promotions. We have Pathway Education and Visa Services. We have the promotions for the international students, as always. So you know how much in demand the nursing courses are, and there are always limited seats available. We still have some few seats available. Contact us and we'll help you get into those seats. And talking about the promotions, if you take bachelor's or master's of nursing, even diploma of nursing through us, then there is a cashback available for you. Upon completion of 4 units, you will be getting $1,000 cashback from Pathway Education and Visa Services. Contact us today and we'll help you throughout the whole process from your course, registration, skill assessment, nomination, visas, and everything. Trust your pathway with Pathway Education and Visa Services. We'll see you again.
Thank you.